Hi, I'm Rebecca Bundy with Keller Williams at Sycamore Lane Realty. Today we are going to interview Linda Sullo, and she is going to tell us about a few experiences she had with her becoming a homeowner. Say hi, Linda.
Hi, everybody.
So, how was the experience that you had in buying your first home?
When I was first going through it, it was a wonderful experience with you. Never have meeting you because I was from California. And my parents loved her, and they picked this home out that I was in. So I can tell you it was a wonderful experience from California to Utah, with me never ever seeing this home. But Rebecca, being the person she is, understood what I wanted and what I didn't want. And she did a really good job. I mean, I was really happy when I came here in December of 2017. I can tell you it was a great experience.
Good.
Thanks to you.
You're welcome. After living here for quite a while, you and your partner had purchased the home together. Once you were moved in and settled, how did you guys feel?
My spouse, we felt good at first being here. It was great, and a lot of doctor's appointments, a lot of cancer appointments that I took her to that she was doing in California, and she was doing really well. And it was great, awesome. I did all the work in my home by myself, and she was really happy with it. And then in 2020, it became a bad experience. I could tell you that I wanted out of here. I'm here for my parents. That's why I moved here in the first place, for my parents. They're in their 80s, and I can just tell you in 2019 to 2020, it was a very bad time for me. Very bad time for me.
So even though you were going through the bliss of buying your first home, getting here, and then the bad experience, how often were you and I in communication even after you purchased the home?
I would have to say that I was in touch with Rebecca like once a month. We bonded like right away. She is incredible.
Thank you.
One of the best real estate agents was I know I have a best friend in California that is a real estate agent, but I'd have to say that Rebecca topped that. And she cares. And she cares about your well-being, about what's going on with your home. She cares about if she personally made any errors while you purchased the home. Purchasing the home was a really great experience with Rebecca. I have to say that not only did she make me happy in my first home that I've ever purchased in my life, but I can honestly say that we're awesome friends. I consider her part of my heart, and she's wonderful. I wouldn't recommend anybody else, ever. She's the person I want. If I was going to sell or move to another property, it would be Rebecca who I would want to do all the work. And I just sit down and let her do it.
Yeah, it does take some work.
It's a lot.
Yeah. So I'm going to open up a touchy subject. So your partner passed away.
Yes.
After she passed, what did you find out about your home and your current financial situation?
We're married, been together 20 years. Never knew that she had a gambling problem. She gambled everything away. When she passed, which was unexpectedly. I found out that she hasn't paid the mortgage since 2019. A lot of things that were supposed to be done were not done, and I can't tell you it went to show me that after knowing somebody 20 years, you really don't. It took a while for me to get that. But I have never, for 5 minutes, have mourned her death because I was in such a financial ruin that, to be honest, I didn't know what to do. I never knew what to do. And I have depression, I have anxiety, and I have a lot of problems with my mental health. So what I'm saying is that just added to my emotional strength and toughness. And to be honest, I didn't think I was going to make it. That's an honest to God truth.
There was a part in the phase where you didn't think you were going to make it while you were going through the steps to save your house and get yourself out of financial ruin. Is there anything specific about that deep depression that you were in that you want to discuss? Yes.
It was probably about 3 months or 2 months when Jill passed. And knowing that she had a gambling problem and knowing that she left me in absolute financial ruin. It's like out of the blue weirdness, but Rebecca called me out of the blue, which is weird. And I guess to her, I didn't sound quite right. I did have a gun under my chin, and I'm not gonna lie about that. I didn't know how to deal with the loss of a spouse and in financial ruin in the first home I ever owned. So yes, I was beside myself. Rebecca talked to me, and thank God, and I am going to say this wholeheartedly, thank God, she did call the police and called my parents. They did come here. I did have a gun under my chin. It's like when reality hits you at that moment of you will kill us. My parents said that, and people that care about you. At the moment you're doing this, you don't think about your parents or anybody that will care about you. Anybody, because you don't. It's more or less, I wouldn't say a selfish behavior because I don't think that's the right thing, but it's a mental, not stable at the point of there's no use. I mean, I'm not going to get out of this debt. I'm not going to fix this. My first house ever, I gave everything I owned to this house, and I lost everything. So it's a mental thing and every individual goes through it different. I'm just going to say that I'm lucky that the cops were here when they were, and my parents were here when they were. I did pull the gun away. My parents did take my weapons. I did drop to the floor. They wouldn't allow anybody else in this house because the police did not know if I did take my life at that point or not. So for anybody to be here was just not, they weren't going to let anybody else in. Thank God I did not. Rebecca saved my life. And I mean, this is a real estate agent that I met on the phone from California to Utah. I mean, this is an agent that I met, but enough where she knew me well enough to know that there was an issue. And there was definitely an issue at the time that this was occurring.
Yeah.
And I would not be here today, and I will say wholeheartedly, and I have cried to her, that if it wasn't for Rebecca, I would not be here today, because she saved my life. I have to say she saved my life and helped me through.
Yeah, we were in constant communication, and a few months after she was about to attempt suicide, she was very frustrated with me, and I think hate is a very appropriate word
I was
for
mad.
that. She was
Yes.
really mad that I made the choice to stop her from making a choice. And I just knew that she needed to be here, and I knew her parents needed her, and I knew that she really wanted to be here. She just didn't know all of the steps to get out of the financial ruin that she was in. So we got her in touch with the right people to help her get out of that financial situation. It took a while. It wasn't, you can't
Overnight.
snap your fingers and it happens overnight. It took a long time, and you were able to make your first payment when?
June 1st is, I'm a official homeowner by myself.
By yourself.
And I was so excited. You know, most people are like, oh God, a mortgage payment, not me. I was like, woohoo! I finally made, you know, June 1st, my first mortgage payment, and I was, it took a year and a half, a lot of fighting, a lot of work.
A lot of paperwork.
A lot. I would say I called Rebecca a lot. I was in ruins, confused. You know, I'm not an agent. I'm not. And the lender that I did have going through the process of my home happened to just like shut me down at the process when I needed this certain person the most.
And it was mainly just because she didn't know the steps to help her save her house. So we had to find a different path.
Exactly.
And so without her just saying, with this other lender to just say, hey, I don't know how to do that, let's refer you out to someone who does, she just stopped calling and stopped paying attention. And so I paid more attention, and I'm grateful that I did, because I just had a feeling that one day that she needed me to call her. I was in the middle of an appointment with some potential clients, and I just had this overwhelming feeling that I needed to step out and call her. And so within minutes, we had the cops here. I called her parents. I was sitting on the street waiting, and the police let me know that it would not be appropriate for me to come in, and so I needed to leave. But I was here, and I was ready to step in wherever she needed me, because I knew that she needed to be here. And so through all of those steps, she was able to now be her own homeowner. And the first time around, she didn't mention it, so I'm going to. She sold her horse that she raised from a baby for a down payment. She cashed out her 401k. So she did everything to get into the house the first time with her and her partner, and to have lost all of that. So it's no wonder the financial torture and mental torture that she was going through. And it's easy as an outsider looking in to say, well, you just take one step forward. But with depression and that kind of sadness, you just never know what someone is going through until you're in their shoes. So that's one of the reasons Linda wanted to share her story, so that you guys know that there's always a saving grace. Whether that's someone that you're close to and connected to, whether that's someone that can help you with all the paperwork, there's someone there that cares for you enough to know that you need to be here and that there's a way out. So I wanted to interview Linda to not showcase that I'm amazing, but to showcase that she's amazing, because she went through a good time and a bad time and a worse time to finally get to a good time. And so she's the one that had to put in all that work. I can't help on the lending side, so I was just there by her side while she went through that. And we had many long hours of calls and tears to get through this, and I am just grateful that you're still here.
Thanks to you.
So thank you for being one of my
If it
friends.
wasn't for you, I don't think I would know one day at a time. I don't think you would know what losing your spouse is, and never really knowing them after 20 years. That the gambling and all your money went away. I feel good. I fought hard for a year and a half to get everything that was owed to me, or that I just did deserve to have. And it's good to be here. It's good that I can call Rebecca on the phone and say I love you,
Yep.
and I'm thinking about you.
And vice versa. I'll send a random
It's just a
message.
random thing.
Yeah.
Rebecca saved my life. I will never forget that as long as I live, that if it wasn't for this person right here, the trigger would have been pulled. It was under my chin. It would have been pulled at that point in time, because you know, there's so much mental illness in this world, and it's just weird how the mind can take over the body. I just can't explain enough about that. But it's enough to be strong enough to overcome the mind and really sit there and look at your father breaking up and your mother saying, give us the gun, you'll kill us. And
Figuratively kill them by you being dead.
for me, just feeling like, you know, and I have wonderful family. I do. I have wonderful, wonderful friends. I made a great friend in Rebecca. And I have fought. I fought really hard to get my home back, to get where I am today, and feel I'm happy. I'm happy. Now I'm happy. Does it mean I'm being involved with anybody else? Nope, not happening. Don't know anybody. If you don't know somebody after 20 years, I don't know how you figure out how you know somebody. But I do have my great friends that are supportive. People come visit me from Cali. That's my home state. And I have Rebecca. If I'm ever in a situation, I'm like, Rebecca, you know, wah. You know, I sound like I'm 5, and I'm way older than her. She could be my child. For
I
crying
wouldn't
out
say way older.
loud. But I love her, and
Well, that's what
I
friends
want to
do.
thank you
You're welcome.
wholeheartedly from the bottom of my heart, because I'm here today because of you, because of your kindness and your words.
Well, you deserve to be here, and you deserve your house. And so I'm glad that you went through all of those steps so that you could keep your house.
Thanks to you, I went through the steps.
Well, just one step at a time and one piece of paper at a time, and then you get the approval letter and you get to pay
Because
your
it's really
payment.
easy to pull a trigger and get rid of all the pain that you're in. But thanks to you.
Well, if you weren't who you were, and we didn't have such a great connection and friendship with even me with your family, I wouldn't have had that feeling to call you. And so I truly believe that we are beings on earth that are here to help and befriend and find souls that need our help, whether that's in our profession or our personal life. And just know that Linda wanted to do this to tell her story so that if any of you are going through a hard time, that there is suicide prevention awareness. There are hospitals that you can check yourself into. If you get to the point where you can't handle it anymore, call someone you care for and you know cares for you. Because if you care for them, 100% chance they care for you, and they will be there to help you talk the gun out of your hand.
Yes.
So that was the main purpose that we just wanted to share, to make sure that you know there is life after hardship, and you are worth being here, just like Linda's worth being here, just like we're all worth being here.
Yeah.
So when
Taking your life will never, ever end the situation you're in. It leaves other people stuck with the situation that you left. it just took a lot of talking and a lot of love. You do need a lot of love. You need to understand out there that if you feel hopeless and helpless and useless, there are people there that care about you, whether it's your real estate agent, whether it's your grocery clerk that you talk to every day. It doesn't matter. There is somebody there, whether it's family, good friends, friends that maybe aren't so good, but you talk to them in a certain period of time of your life. There's people there that know and will protect you from doing harm to yourself, because you can die, but in reality, because of what you're thinking in your own head, you don't understand what you're leaving behind. And that's your family, that's your friends, people that loved you, people that are going to live with this type of trauma forever.
And I always wonder if there was something they could have
They
done.
could have done and made people guilty. And that's not what you think about when you're at the point of the end. I can tell you, it's weird. It's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling how the mind can take over the body. But it's also a great feeling when you can get through that and past that and have hope and a future
And fight.
and you know, and happiness. You know, I get to keep my home. I'm so happy. I put my pool in my yard. I'm so happy. There's just so much more happiness, and I get with anybody that loses a loved one, a spouse, whatever it may be. You know, life seems, but you know what? You don't live for that person. You live for yourself. You live to take care of yourself. You're with that person because of the love and the kindness and the caring, and that's why you're with who you're with. But you also are, it's about you, and it's about your health, your well-being, you being happy, you having the love, and not giving up on yourself. And that's exactly what I was at the point of giving up on myself, not looking at the whole picture. I was looking at just this much of the picture. And like, again, if it wasn't for Rebecca that day, at that time, at that moment, I wouldn't be here today to tell you that people with mental illness, it's not over. You can fight this. There's people like her. And I hope everybody has a Rebecca in their life, because I am blessed to have her in my life. And she will always be in my life. I will always care for her. I will always call you.
I will always call you back.
When you don't feel good, I right there
worries.
with you.
Yeah.
You know, babe, I love you.
I love you too, and I'm glad that we could share this experience and help you heal.
Hopefully help others.
And help others, because I think you telling your story, I think, needs to be heard so that you can also finalize the healing process that you went through.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we can help somebody else.
Yes.
So please know that we're here. I'm going to put my information at the bottom of the video. So if you have any questions, if you want to reach out to Linda, contact me. I'll get permission to reach out to her. And if you have any questions at all, we want to make sure that you're safe, and we want to just make sure that you know that you're loved.
Because life is worth living, very much. It's a happy place. God never intended us to take our own life. He gave us life not to take it. And thank God, you know, for the love of my family, the love of friends, and the support of Rebecca that I didn't even know that well. I have friends I've known 30 plus years that, you know, the first person I called was my real estate agent saying, I'm out because I'm done, because I don't know what to do. I didn't realize nothing was happening, and when this table right here was paperwork this high of I didn't know house payments were made, took out 13 credit cards in my name. You know, everything that you could possibly do to a person to ruin them financially and every other way, it happened to me. But I'm just saying that no matter how financially ruined you are, or you have a plan A, you figure it out, and you have a plan B, and you figure it out. My plan B was selling my home. I talked to Rebecca about it. She was going to be my agent. I mean, she'll always be my agent, but
Thank you.
you know, I mean, you have to, if life is that much important to you, if your life is important to you, your family, your loved ones, your friends, people that care, you got to reach out, and don't be embarrassed about reaching out. I am on medication for the problems I have, and it is helping me, and I'm okay. I'm okay. I mean, I feel that I can tackle anything that comes my way, and I have, without saying, oh, you know, the easiest thing is a gun, or the easiest thing is take pills, or the easiest thing is to, I don't know how I could drown myself in the pool, because I think you run out of air and you
Stand up.
stand up. That's the pool.
Yeah,
I
stand
mean,
up.
it's only 48 inches tall, so, you know.
Oh,
it's
so you
just,
can stand up.
I can.
Okay.
I don't know if you could, but I can. But the thing is
We're both very tall.
You got to understand that there are people, and I think this is what happens, is where you don't want to burden people, and you don't want to put them through your drama or whatever, quote or quote unquote, they think. But when you're reaching out for help. And help is something that everybody, because there's so many suicides going on right now, that you just need to do. And you need to reach out.
Okay, so if there's any questions, please reach out to us. We really want to make sure that you guys are all safe, make sure that you're aware of your surroundings, and know that there's always someone there for you. And if you don't have someone that you think is there, you can call me, and I'll be there for you. So thank you again for taking the time to watch our video and to hear Linda's story. We have, like she said, we just had an incredible bond, and it started with a phone call 2 states away, and we were able to help her get into a home, sight unseen, close on a property. The first time she saw it was when she pulled into the driveway after she'd closed on it. So don't think that they're just your realtor. Don't think that they're just your lender. Don't think they're just your grocery clerk. They actually care about you. So thank you again, and we hope that you guys are all doing well. We're happy. We want you to be happy. So thanks again.
And reach out.
Reach out.